So how fast does this car go?
Pretty fast. You want to see?
Oh my God! What just happened?
Dude, why are you driving?
Why am I driving?
What car is this?
What year is this?
Apparently it's 1955.
We're in a Bel Air.
Who the hell are you?
Who the hell are you guys?
What the?
What year is it?
1955.
55? I just came from 2015.
Sick hoverboard.
Thanks, bro.
Welcome back to Throttle Report. We're here to talk about the 1955.
Do you hear that?
In the truck!
Is that Marty?
Is that Marty?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what are you doing in there?
Forget about me?
Maybe.
We did.
We're still doing the 55?
We are?
We are.
Right on. Let's go talk about it.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
Wait a minute. So, what year is it again?
It's 2020.
All right.
And this is the 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air.
All right. What motor does it have in it?
It's actually got a V8 engine, and it was the first year they reintroduced it since 1918. It's got 265 cubic inch engine in it, and it's smaller, lighter, and packs a punch. So it'll later be known as the Chevy Small Block.
Well, enough about the engine. Why don't we talk about the way this car looks? It's got a Ferrari-inspired grille in the front, which only 1955 had. And this car is known as one of the most iconic designs Chevrolet ever made. Jared, have you ever been in a 55?
I've never been in a 1955 Bel Air. I've always loved these cars, actually, but I've never ridden in one. And with this jazzy music playing, I am feeling
Oh, you like the
right in
music?
mood.
As you
Absolutely.
should be, baby. Nice Focal system. Thank you very much for that.
Why don't you tell us about this sound system?
So it's Focals. I got 4 two-way speakers in here. I think, oh no, 2 ways in the front, and then just coaxial on the back. Thank God we're not going on the freeway because it looks dismal right now.
Yeah,
What subwoofer do you have in here?
I think there's 2 Alpine subwoofers as well, and it's an Alpine Alpine amp. And then, as you can tell,
System.
as you can
Yeah,
tell,
whole system.
full system. As you can tell, we kept the. There's an aftermarket stereo that'll allow you to keep the original look. You know, so it keeps the original factory look from the 50s, so it doesn't look all 2020 in here.
1955 was a landmark year for Chevrolet. They were finally able to provide a bold response to Ford in the performance battle for the first time in 35 years. Chevrolet's 265 cubic inch turbo-fired V8 was a model of efficiency, and paired with ambitious styling, the Bel Air helped Chevrolet keep 44% of the low-price market segment locked down. Simple in construction and cheap to build, the 265 cubic inch turbo-fire put out 162 horsepower with a 2-barrel carb, or 180 horsepower with an optional plus power package that boasted a 4-barrel carb and a dual exhaust. The V8 hosted a new 12-volt electrical system that granted greater generator capacity, more efficient battery charging, and allowed the option for power windows, door locks, windshield wipers, and among other things that previous 6-volt electrical systems couldn't bear. For 1955, Chevrolet's full-size model received all new styling and power. The 1955 Bel Air was 3,456 pounds and 15 feet long. In GM's advertising campaign, it was known as the Hot One. Chevrolet's styling was crisp, clean, and incorporated Ferrari-inspired grille. Because of Chevy's optimum power-to-weight ratio, the Bel Air was quicker and faster than the competition and about half the price. The 55 Bel Air transformed into one of the most recognizable American cars of all time, respectively being worthy as a poster child for the 1950s.
So I gotta say, it was interesting just to see how many people stare at this car. I mean, it's a 1955, and I think we've gotten more attention in this car than anything else we've driven so far.
I mean, look at the thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's beautiful.
I can't tell you how many times people like honk their horns or just like flag me down or stop in the middle of the road and they're like, oh my gosh, nice car.
Well, you've got a sweet ride there.
Don't touch it. Don't even look at it. Go on, get out.
Oh, we had a lady out the window. Hey, I love your car.
That's right.
And I think it's
awesome.
cool that it's not just like the older generation, it's everybody. Like, I mean, it's a beautiful car. Yeah, people appreciate it.
Which you don't get in, some of the styling today is obviously definitely different due to aerodynamics and stuff like that. But as you can tell, the classics do definitely turn heads.
Well, I mean, I think a classic is a classic for a reason. It lasts. Like the look doesn't get old. I mean, this is still just as beautiful a car today as it was when it first came out.
Oh yeah, they say it's one of Chevy's most iconic designs of all time.
It is a timeless looking car. But driving it is definitely a different story. The steering wheel is
Like Jared said, how's it compared to the GT350R?
To a sports car, like hauling ass through a canyon, then not going very fast through it.
So when was the last time you were on a dinghy boat, a little dinghy?
I don't know.
Exactly, that's what it feels like.
It's a little ding. Yeah. That's all. I would imagine it feels like some giant land boat.
It's heavy, but like we were talking about earlier, the brakes have been upgraded.
Oh, okay. So it's
disc
safe.
brakes all around.
Disc brakes all around, but for the most part, it's noisy in the car. You can hear the road noise because most cars come with the nicer interiors. They got all the paneling on the doors to reduce that road noise. So when you are listening to the stereo, you have to turn it all the way up.
And roll the windows down because it smells like gas.
Yes. It is a carbureted car.
That's
Remember
why
that.
it smells like gas.
Yeah, it's not fuel injected like most of the cars today. Or they have electric motors. But another part of the steering wheel that I do like is you can see all the little knobs around the back. It's like the perfect placement for my fingers when I'm driving. It's kind of funny.
It's a good tactile feel.
Yeah, it's a super good tactile feel. The horn's generously loud, as we've all heard it.
Yeah.
And it's still, 2-door, no post, 4-person car. You can fit 4 people in it. Obviously, we added seatbelts later.
I think you could squeeze at least 4 people in the back.
Yeah, and a couple people in the trunk.
Yeah, definitely. We'd have to get rid of the tire, though.
So, but overall, I think it's one of those cars you like driving on the weekend. You know what I mean? It's not something you know.
Oh yeah, when we're sitting and cruising, I feel like I got to put my arms up, out the window, up on the seat, right?
It's cool to cruise down PCH, but cruising through the canyon to PCH, not so much.
No, in Potrero on the way back, it got hot.
Oh, I know. I'm glad I wasn't in the car. I think that would just be terrifying.
And we went through like half a tank of gas.
Yeah.
In like 12 miles.
It definitely doesn't get the best gas mileage.
Yeah, they weren't too concerned about that with a couple cents a gallon or whatever.
It was probably like a nickel.
It was probably a nickel to fill up the whole car.
That's amazing.
We'll find that out.
I was way off.
Thank you for joining us on Throttle Report in this edition of Back to Bel Air. I'm Chase.
I'm TR.
And I'm Jared. Hit that like and subscribe button, or I'm going back in the trunk.
Yeah, thank you, Grandpa. Yeah, thanks for taking such good care of it.